Hey friends, welcome to the Time for Living podcast, your ultimate guide to finding the time you need to crush your business dreams while still having time to live your one beautiful life. I'm your host, Lucy Clark, a devoted boy mum, dedicated business owner and time-finding expert. Say goodbye to the I'm too busy mindset that's holding you back from growing your online business. No more feeling overwhelmed or stuck in the same place year after year. Each week, we'll dive deep into strategies for being intentional with your precious time so you can hit those business goals while still making time for yourself and your family. If you're ready to create more time, get practical tips and prioritize the steps that will make the biggest impact on your business and life, then you're in the right spot. Pop in your earbuds, steal a quiet moment, and let's find time together. What if the biggest obstacles to your success weren't external at all? What if they weren't your demanding job, your endless to-do list, or even the lack of hours in the day? What if the real culprits were hidden in plain sight, buried in your daily habits? Think about it. Those tiny, seemingly harmless routines that quietly drain your energy and steal your time without you even noticing. That's what we're talking about today. Silent saboteurs. These sneaky habits are holding you back from building the business and life you dream of, and it's time to call them out. At Time for Living, we believe that habits are the foundation of success. They shape how we spend our time, energy, and focus, and today we're shining a light on the ones that might be holding you back. Whether you're a seasoned listener or just joining us, welcome. I'm so glad you've made time for yourself today as part of this community dedicated to aligning our actions with our values and building lives filled with purpose and intention. Here, we support each other in creating habits that help us thrive, balancing ambition with fulfillment and productivity with peace. As a high-achieving professional, you know how hard it is to juggle everything while holding on to your big, beautiful vision of success. But let's be honest, between work deadlines and personal goals, it feels impossible to find the time to focus on what truly matters. You're not alone in this feeling. The truth is, it's not about working harder or squeezing more into your already packed schedule. It's about working smarter by identifying and eliminating those invisible habits that are quietly sabotaging your progress. Take a moment to think about your daily routines. Are they helping you move closer to your goals or quietly pulling you further away? Research shows we waste an average of 2 hours a day on distractions alone. 2 hours! That's time you could be using to move closer to your goals. I've been there, feeling stuck in a cycle of busyness, not actually making progress. And I'm here to help you break free. Today, we're going to uncover 5 silent saboteurs that might be holding you back. Those little habits that quietly chip away at your time and energy. But we're not stopping there. Once we shine a light on what's stealing your precious hours, I'll walk you through 5 quick wins with practical strategies you can implement today to help you reclaim your time and feel more in control of your schedule. These quick wins are designed to be simple yet powerful, helping you streamline your day, boost focus, and achieve more without adding more to your plate. Think about this. Small, intentional actions can reset your focus, streamline your day, and eliminate distractions before they spiral. These strategies will help you get more done without working longer. It's about working smarter. So you don't need more hours in the day. You need smarter strategies to make the most of the time you already have. And that's exactly what this episode is all about. Now, I know what you must be thinking as you listen along. I've heard some of this advice before. And you're right. But here's the thing. Sometimes it's not about discovering brand new strategies. It's about hearing familiar wisdom in a fresh way that finally clicks. Maybe it's the way it's phrased today, or perhaps it's just the right moment in your life when you truly are ready to listen. Whatever the reason, don't discount these ideas just because they sound familiar. Often, it's the advice we've heard 100 times that, when it finally resonates, becomes the game changer in our lives. Think about it. How many times did you hear eat your vegetables before you actually started craving a good salad? It's the same with productivity habits. Sometimes it takes hearing it again or forming it into a habit before it really sticks. So as we go through these strategies, keep an open mind. This might be the day when everything falls into place and you start seeing real changes in how you manage your time and energy. So do stick with me as we uncover these silent saboteurs and kick them out of your routine for good. Let's get started. Firstly, let's talk about morning chaos, one of the most common silent saboteurs that can derail your entire day before it even begins. Picture this: you wake up already feeling behind, scrambling to get out the door or log into work, all while mentally juggling a dozen tasks. Maybe you're trying to remember if you sent that email yesterday, debating what to wear, or wondering how you'll fit everything into your packed schedule. It's a whirlwind of activity, and not the good kind. Starting your day without a plan is like trying to drive to an unfamiliar destination without Google Maps. You might eventually get where you need to go, but the journey will be stressful, inefficient, and full of unnecessary detours. When your mornings are chaotic, it doesn't just cost you your time, it drains your mental energy. That feeling of always being one step behind can follow you throughout the day, making it harder to focus and leaving you more reactive than intentional. The mental toll of morning chaos is real. When you start your day in a rush, your brain is already in fight or flight mode, making it harder to prioritize tasks or think creatively. You're not just losing time, you're losing clarity and control, and it carries on into the rest of your day. And the worst part, this cycle often repeats itself daily, creating a pattern of stress that feels impossible to break. But here's the good news. Morning chaos doesn't have to be your reality. With a few intentional changes, you can transform your mornings from frantic to focus and set yourself up for success before the day even begins. The key to avoiding morning chaos is preparation and routine. It's not about doing more, it's about doing less, but doing it intentionally. Here are some practical strategies to help you reclaim your mornings. Plan the night before. One of the simplest ways to take control of your mornings is by preparing the night before. Spend 10 minutes in the evening setting yourself up for success. Lay out your clothes so you're not wasting mental energy deciding what to wear. Pack your work bag or organize any materials you'll need for meetings or projects. Write down your top 3 priorities for the next day so you wake up with clarity on where to focus first. This small investment of time can save you from decision fatigue and help you hit the ground running. You can wake up earlier. If your mornings feel rushed, try waking up 15 minutes earlier than usual. Use this quiet time for something that centers you. Whether it's meditation, journaling, or simply enjoying a cup of tea without distractions, starting the day intentionally can shift your mindset from reactive to proactive. You can create a morning routine. A consistent morning routine can make all the difference in how your day unfolds. Design a routine that works for you, whether it includes exercise, reviewing your goals, or using productivity tools to organize your tasks. Make sure you limit morning decisions. Decision fatigue is real, especially in the morning when your mental energy is at its peak. Automate as much as possible. Prepare meals ahead of time, schedule recurring tasks, and create systems for repetitive activities so you don't have to think about them. And make sure you set boundaries around technology. Resist the urge to check emails or social media first thing in the morning. It pulls you into other people's priorities instead of focusing on your own. Save those tasks for later once you've established control over your day. So instead of waking up feeling behind, you start your day with clarity and intention. Your clothes are ready, your priorities are set, and you've carved out a few moments for yourself before diving into work mode. That mental shift from chaos to calm can transform not only your mornings, but also how you approach the rest of your day. Morning chaos doesn't have to be inevitable. By making small adjustments and creating intentional habits, you can reclaim control over how each day begins and set yourself up for success from the moment you wake up. The second silent saboteur is multitasking madness. One of the most deceptive silent saboteurs out there. It's something so many of us fall into because on the surface, it feels productive. You're answering emails while reviewing a project, or maybe you're on a Zoom call while simultaneously working on a presentation. It feels like you're accomplishing more in less time, right? But here's the truth. Multitasking doesn't help you get more done. It actually slows you down and leaves you feeling scattered. When you try to juggle multiple tasks at once, your brain is constantly switching gears. This task switching burns up mental energy and makes it harder to focus deeply on any one thing. Instead of completing one task well, you end up with several half-finished projects and a lingering sense of frustration. And let's not forget how draining it feels to be pulled in so many directions at once. The real danger of multitasking isn't just that it divides your attention, it's that it creates a false sense of accomplishment. You might feel busy, but are you really being effective? Think about the last time you tried to tackle multiple things at once. Did you leave that experience feeling energized and in control, or did it leave you feeling frazzled and behind, with nothing actually completed? The good news, there is a better way to approach your workday, and it starts with saying goodbye to multitasking and embracing single tasking instead. Single tasking is all about giving your full attention to one thing at a time. It might sound simple, but it's incredibly powerful when done intentionally. Here's how you can start making the shift. Firstly, schedule focus blocks. Start by carving out blocks of uninterrupted time in your calendar for your most important tasks. These focus blocks are dedicated periods where you work on one thing without distractions. During this time, silence notifications, close unnecessary tabs on your computer, and let others know you're unavailable unless it's urgent. Think of this as protecting your mental space so you can give your best effort to what matters most. Make sure you set clear boundaries. Whether it's with coworkers, family members, or even yourself, boundaries are essential for staying focused. If you're working from home and find yourself constantly interrupted, communicate when you'll be available and when you'll need uninterrupted time. Setting expectations up front can help minimize distractions. We need to prioritize our tasks because not all tasks are created equal. Identify the 2 or 3 things that truly need your attention today and focus on those first during your most productive hours. By tackling high priority items one at a time, you'll feel more accomplished and less overwhelmed. And when you are in one of your focus blocks, practice presence. Whether it's a big project or a quick email, commit to being fully present with that task. If your mind starts wandering to other things on your to-do list, gently bring it back to what's in front of you. Over time, this practice will strengthen your ability to focus. At the end of the day, take a moment to reflect on what you've accomplished by focusing on one task at a time. Celebrate the progress you've made. It reinforces the value of single tasking and motivates you to keep going. So to summarize, instead of juggling 3 things at once and feeling frazzled by noon, you dedicate focus blocks of time to each task on your list. You're fully present while working on that report or brainstorming ideas for a project. And when it's done, you feel clear-headed and ready for the next thing on your list. Single tasking isn't about doing less. It's about doing what matters with intention and focus. When you stop trying to do everything at once, something amazing happens. You actually get more done in less time and with far less stress. So let go of multitasking madness and give yourself permission to slow down and focus fully on one thing at a time. You'll not only feel more accomplished, but also more in control of how you spend your energy throughout the day. And that's a shift worth making. The third silent saboteur is the clutter trap. It's one of the sneakiest silent saboteurs that can quietly drain your time, energy, and focus. Whether it's a pile of papers on your desk, a cluttered email inbox, or even a messy kitchen countertop, clutter has a way of creeping into our lives and making everything feel just a little more overwhelming. Here's the thing. Clutter isn't about aesthetics. It's about how it impacts your ability to think clearly and work efficiently. Studies show that visual clutter competes for your attention, making it harder to focus on the task at hand. And let's be honest, how many times have you wasted precious minutes searching for something, a missing file, your favorite pen, or even your car keys, only to feel frustrated and behind schedule? Clutter doesn't just steal your time, it also steals your mental clarity. When your environment feels chaotic, it can create a sense of mental overload. You might not even realize it, but every time you look at that messy desk or those unopened emails, it sends a subtle signal to your brain that there's more to do, more unfinished business waiting for you. And that constant mental noise, it adds up fast, leaving you feeling scattered and stressed before you've even started tackling your to-do list. You don't have to live in the clutter trap. With a few intentional habits, you can create spaces, both physical and digital, that support your focus and help you reclaim your time. The key to overcoming clutter is consistency. Don't have to tackle everything at once. Instead, small intentional steps can make a big difference over time. Here are some practical strategies to help you break free from the clutter trap. Like I said, start small. If the idea of decluttering feels overwhelming, start with one area at a time. Pick something manageable, like your desk or a single drawer, and spend 15 minutes tidying it up. Set a timer if you need to and focus only on that. Small wins like this can build momentum and make the process feel less daunting. Another way is to create an organizing hour. Set aside 1 hour each week as your dedicated time for decluttering and organising. Use this time to tackle bigger projects like sorting through paperwork or cleaning out your email inbox. By making this a regular habit, you'll prevent clutter from building up in the first place. Make sure you also give everything a home. One of the simplest ways to reduce clutter is to ensure everything has a designated place. Use storage solutions like baskets for easy organisation. When everything has its place, it's easier to find what you need and put things back when you're done. And don't forget about digital clutter. A messy computer desktop or an overflowing inbox can be just as distracting as physical clutter. Take time to organise files into folders, unsubscribe from emails you no longer need, and delete anything that's no longer relevant. And make it part of your routine. Decluttering isn't a one-time event, it's an ongoing process. Build small habits into your daily routine, like spending 5 minutes at the end of each day tidying up your workspace or clearing out unnecessary emails. These micro habits will help you keep clutter under control without feeling like a huge chore. Now, instead of starting your day staring at piles of papers or scrolling through an endless sea of unread emails, you can sit down in a clean, organised space with everything you need right at your fingertips. Your mind feels clearer because there's nothing distracting you from focusing on what matters most. The clutter trap doesn't have to control your day or your mindset. By taking small but consistent steps to create order in your environment, you'll not only save time, but also reduce stress and improve your ability to focus on what truly matters. So take that first step today, whether it's clearing off your desk or organising one folder on your computer, and start creating spaces that work for you instead of against you. You'll be amazed at how much lighter and more productive life feels when the clutter trap is no longer in the way. Our fourth silent saboteur is procrastination, one of the most deceptive, that can quietly hold you back from making real progress. It's sneaky because it often disguises itself as something harmless or even logical. Maybe you've told yourself, I'll start when I have more time, or I'll tackle that project when I feel more prepared. Sound familiar? Procrastination has a way of convincing us that waiting for the right time is the smart choice. But here's the truth. Waiting doesn't make things easier. It makes them more urgent, more stressful, and ultimately harder to accomplish. Think about it. How many times have you put off starting something because it felt overwhelming? Maybe it was a big work presentation, a new business idea, or even something as simple as organising your schedule for the week. Instead of taking the first step, you avoided it, hoping that tomorrow it would feel different. But tomorrow comes and the task still looms over you. The longer you wait, the heavier it feels. Procrastination doesn't just delay your progress, it drains your mental energy. Even when you're not actively working on the task, it sits in the back of your mind like an open tab on your browser, quietly slowing everything else down. And let's be honest, when you do finally get round to tackling it, it's often under pressure, leaving little room for creativity or quality work. But you don't have to let procrastination control your time or your mindset. With a few intentional shifts, you can break free from this cycle and start moving forward with confidence. The key to beating procrastination is breaking big tasks into smaller, more manageable steps and focusing on progress rather than perfection. Here's how you can do it. Again, start small. One of the biggest reasons we procrastinate is because tasks feel too big or overwhelming. Instead of looking at the entire project as one massive undertaking, break it down into smaller steps. For example, if you need to create a presentation or slide deck, start by outlining the main points today. Tomorrow, focus on gathering the data or visuals. By tackling one piece at a time, you'll build momentum and make steady progress without feeling overwhelmed. Make sure you also set realistic deadlines. Open-ended timelines are a breeding ground for procrastination. Use tools like your project management system or any calendar system that works for you to set clear deadlines for each step of your task. Be realistic about how much time each piece will take and commit to sticking to those deadlines. Then make sure you prioritize progress over perfection. Perfectionism is often at the root of procrastination. We hesitate to start because we're afraid of not doing it right. Remind yourself that done is better than perfect. Taking imperfect action is far more productive than waiting for everything to align perfectly. Make sure you also create accountability by sharing your goals with someone who can help hold you accountable, a colleague, a mentor, or even just a friend who checks in on your progress. Knowing that someone is aware of your deadlines can motivate you to follow through. And every time you complete a step, no matter how small, acknowledge it. Progress builds confidence, and confidence fuels action. Whether it's crossing off something off your list or taking 5 minutes to reflect on what you've accomplished, celebrating small wins keeps you motivated. Now imagine this. Instead of feeling weighed down by everything you haven't started yet, you're chipping away at tasks one step at a time. Your schedule feels manageable because you've broken big projects into smaller pieces with clear deadlines. You're no longer waiting for the perfect time because you've realized that starting, even imperfectly, is what moves the needle forward. Procrastination doesn't have to control your day or your mindset. By focusing on progress over perfection and taking intentional steps forward, you're not only getting more done, but also feeling lighter and more in control along the way. So let go of waiting for someday and take the first step today, because every small action brings you closer to where you want to be. The final silent saboteur is notification overload. In our hyper-connected world, this might be the most pervasive time thief of all. Think about it. How many times a day does your phone ding, buzz, or light up with a new notification? Each of those little interruptions is more than just a momentary distraction. It's a full-on onslaught of your focus and productivity. Here's the thing. Our brains are wired to respond to these notifications. Every ping triggers a tiny hit of dopamine, making us feel like we need to check it right away. But here's the kicker. Most of these notifications aren't urgent or even important. They're just noise, pulling us away from what truly matters. Picture this, you're finally in the zone making real progress on an important project. Then ding, a new email pops up. Or maybe it's a social media notification, a news alert or a message from a colleague about something that can definitely wait. Before you know it, you've lost your train of thought, and that deep focus you worked so hard to achieve, gone in an instant. This constant barrage of interruptions doesn't just waste time in the moment, it has a cumulative effect on your entire day. Studies show that it can take up to 23 minutes to fully regain your focus after an interruption. Multiply that by dozens of notifications you might receive in a day, and it's no wonder we often feel like we're spinning our wheels without making real progress. But you do have the power to take control of your notifications and reclaim your focus. It's time to turn the tables on notification overload and create space for deep, meaningful work. Taking back control isn't about cutting yourself off from the world. It's about being intentional with your attention. And here's how you can start. Audit your notifications. Take a hard look at all the apps and services sending you notifications. Do you really need instant alerts for every email, social media like, or news update? Probably not. Be ruthless in turning off notifications that aren't essential to your work or well-being. You can also create notification-free zones. Designate certain times of the day as notification-free zones. This could be the first hour of your workday, during important meetings, or when you're working on high-priority tasks. During these times, put your phone on Do Not Disturb mode, or better yet, keep it out of sight. And as a follow-on to that, schedule check-in times. Instead of responding to notifications as they come in, set specific times to check your email, messages, and social media. This might be once an hour or a few set times throughout the day. Knowing you have a designated check-in time can ease the anxiety of feeling like you might miss something important. Another way is to use technology to fight technology. Apps like Freedom or Forest can help you block distracting websites and apps during focus work sessions. These tools can be powerful allies in your fight against notification overload. And make sure you communicate your availability. Let colleagues, clients, family and friends know when you'll be checking messages and when you're in focus work mode. Setting clear expectations can reduce the pressure to be instantly responsive. So what we're aiming for is, instead of your day being a series of starts and stops, constantly derailed by notifications, you have long stretches of uninterrupted focus. You're able to deep dive into your work, make meaningful progress on important projects, and end your day feeling accomplished rather than scattered. When you take control of your notifications, you're not just saving time, you're reclaiming your ability to do your best work. You're creating space for creativity, deep thinking, and real productivity. So let's make a pact starting today. Let's turn down the noise and turn up our focus. Your time, your energy, and your best work deserves nothing less. Remember, protecting your focus isn't selfish. It's essential. It's one of the best gifts you can give yourself, your work, and ultimately the people you serve through that work. Okay, let's wrap this up with some real talk. Those silent saboteurs we've uncovered today, they don't have to run the show anymore. By simply recognizing these habits that quietly steal your time, from morning chaos to notification overload, you've already taken a huge step forward. And here's the exciting part. When you start making those small intentional changes, something incredible happens. Your life starts to feel more balanced, more purposeful, and infinitely more satisfying. Imagine how much lighter life would feel without these silent saboteurs weighing you down. You wake up to a calm, organized morning. Your workday is filled with focused, productive sessions where you actually accomplish what you set out to do. And when the day winds down, you're present and engaged, not scrambling to finish leftover tasks. This isn't some far-off dream. It's entirely possible when you take back control of your time. Remember, it's not about achieving perfection. It's about progress. Every small step you take to overcome these saboteurs brings you closer to the life and business you're working so hard to create. These changes aren't about adding more to your already full plate. They're about simplifying and streamlining so you can show up more fully for your family and for your business dreams. Now, if you're ready to take the next step, I've got something special for you. I've created a free resource called Taking Control of Your Time. It's packed with practical tips and tools to help you create more time freedom in your day. Designed specially for busy professionals like you who are juggling multiple responsibilities while pursuing big goals. You can find the link to download in the show notes. Thank you so much for spending your precious time with me today. I can't wait to hear how you're doing. Hey friends, thank you so much for tuning in to the Time for Living podcast today. If this episode inspired you to take action and save time, I'd be so grateful if you could leave a written review and subscribe over on Apple Podcasts. Your feedback means the world to me and helps us reach even more amazing people like you. If you know a friend who needs to hear this message, share this episode with them. And remember, your time is precious, so make every moment count. Until next time, keep dreaming, keep living, and keep making time for what matters most.